Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading Satellite Office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Thursday, April the 4th, 2013, and here is today's After the Bell Market Summary brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. I want to first start off by taking a look to see how the indices closed for the session here for the day. The Dow Jones closed up a little over 55.5 points, closing up 55.76. The Nasdaq closed up 6.38 points, and the S&P 500 closed up 6.29. If we take a look at the breadth on the market, we had 3,921 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. We had 2,123 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. So therefore, breadth was in favor of the bulls today, and we had some good action across the board in some names. We did see a little bit of weakness in the tech sector thanks to Apple, Google, Cisco, IBM, and we did see a little bit of weakness in the energy sector, in the commodity space, the basic material space, as I say here, in ExxonMobil, Conoco, Phillips, COP, EOG, DVN, a little bit of selling in Devon Energy. So let's go ahead and take a look at these charts here to see how we're shaping up going into tomorrow's session. I want to start off with first taking a look at the IWM, the Russell 2000. Of course, you guys know this index has been leading us down for the past 3 sessions here, and it made sense that it got a nice little bounce today as we're chopping around these 50-day simple and exponential moving averages around 91.45. We did feel this little gap action that we have here from early, the beginning of March here. This 91 level, we held this nice support today, and we're going to have to see if this is a little pivot to work off of. We have a little pivot right here before we have the nice little rally up. So we're going to be looking to see if this is in fact a higher low that they're going to be looking to take up back up above these 93. So we're going to have to gauge the market right here and see what takes place. But so far, the Russell 2000 was the strongest index today as it got a nice little bounce. We do have this little range that we have to pay close attention to see if we can get back above that level there. That level is 93.50. We can get back above 93.50 and hold. That would be pretty bullish. But until then, that level is going to serve as resistance if we rally up there. Okay, which is about $1.50 away, $1.60 away or so. All right. If we take a look at the S&P 500 via the SPY ETF. All right, SPY trading in a range here between 155 and 157. We do have some nice support down here around 155. We are still respecting the rising 20-day simple moving average and exponential moving average right here around 155.24. Really can't get bearish on the SPY until we break and start closing below 155, and we get some nice confirmation closes. If we do break down the next target, it will be down here towards 152.86. All right, that's going to be the next level to watch. We break below 152.86, which is a rising 50-day exponential moving average and simple moving average. We're going to be looking down here towards 151. All right, but for right now, for the short term, 155 is some nice support. As you can see from last week, that level is holding up pretty well. And really, until we break below 155 and hold, you want to be a little bit more neutral bias right here, as we are still in a respected uptrend, guys. So let's not forget that. All right, taking a look at the triple Qs. The triple Qs were up pretty much a flat day for the triple Qs here, up 2 cents. You can see here that the rising bear wedge is still in play. Again, it's really not going to be in play for a breakdown, though, until we break below 67.85 and get some confirmation closes. We are still above the rising 50-day simple moving average. The 200-day moving average is right here at 66.48. But as you can see, for the past 5 weeks or so, we've been trading sideways. So the level to watch on the triple Qs is the 69 level here, of course, and then 67.85. Again, this bottom trend line right here is from the rising bear wedge. So if we break below 67.85 and we get some nice confirmation closes here, we can actually get some nice selling back down towards, I would say, 66, back down towards this 200-day moving average. Obviously, we're going to need a catalyst to get that selling pressure inside the triple Qs, but we'll see what happens. Of course, Apple has not been trading pretty well with the market. If you take a look at Apple today, okay, Apple was down $4.27, down just about 1%. You see it's making its way back down towards this 420. And in my opinion, I think it's going to break below 420 because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are long Apple from right here. They probably took some profits right here, and they have a break-even stop down there. Or some people that are still in the position, they have their stop down there, and most likely they're going to want to take that Apple below 420 to hit those stops. We'll see how that plays out. Right now, you can see we're kind of trading in a little short-term range between 426 or so and this 437.60 area. All right, let's take a look at Amazon real quick for this since we're looking at the cues here. Amazon, all right, little pause day today here. Sold off a little bit, but recovered off of the lows. We do have these little lower highs that are taking place, all right, along with these little lower lows that are taking place in Amazon. So Amazon is in a little short-term downtrend in the moment. You could draw this nice little downward channel, and you could give Amazon maybe a possible price target of pulling back down towards 247.55, which lines up with the 200-day exponential and simple moving average. All right, I was talking about IBM as well. IBM had some selling pressure today, which caused some downside action. Waited for the cues here, and it hit this bottom level down here around 210. 210 is going to be the level to work off of on IBM. 250 short-term resistance here. Okay, another stock I want to take a look at is Google. Google had some sell-side action today here, down $11. Nice support right here around the 791 level, but if we start breaking below 791 and holding, we'll be breaking back below the rising 50-day simple moving average, which we have not been below since back here in December on Google. So we'll see how Google plays out. Of course, it is earnings season coming up here, so we have Google reports earnings on the 18th, and so far going into earnings, the stock is in a downtrend, folks. All right, so that's a look at the SPY, the IWM, and the triple Qs. Let's take a quick look at the dollar futures today here. See how the dollar's trading. Dollar looks like it has some wild action today. Let me take a look at the currency on the other screen real quick. All right, it's not really dollar this morning. 8 o'clock opened up here, rallied up a bit and sold off for most of the day. All right, and this little reversal that we got here around 12 o'clock, all right, marks just about the reversal for the market when we had this heavy selling pressure in the dollar and we had this nice buying pressure in the euro. So make sure you're using these little currency correlations and inverse correlations as an aid for you when you're trading. When you're trading these markets, they'll definitely give you an edge above the people that are not doing that. So the dollar still is holding above this little upward channel that we're watching and above this 20-day moving average. If we take a look at the euro dollar for the euro currency here, we could take a look to see how they close the session out here. And euro had a nice little bounce. So we are holding that little key proprietary channel analysis level that I have down here around this 127.75. Sorry, 127.5 on the euro USD here. That's acting as support down there, and we are going to have some little short-term resistance, I would say, around the 130 level. 130 was a key level that they were watching before, so you want to make sure you watch that 130 level here in the short term on the euro dollar. All right, if we take a look now at the volatility index, the VIX, to see how the VIX closed out the session here for the day. Little pause day in the VIX. You can see we did break past yesterday's high, so we did make a little higher high. However, we closed down today, which is not at all bad if you're expecting volatility to pick up or you're hoping that volatility picks up so you can get some nice trades going on there with some nice movement in the market. And still looking pretty good here if you're bullish on the VIX. Why? Because we closed in the upper, I would say, 1/3 range of this body right here, which is pretty good. All right. Take a look at the commodity space. Gold made a nice, impressive move off of the lows today. The gold miners really caught a light underneath them around 130. We'll take a look at the gold miners here shortly. But there was some nice buying pressure coming in the gold miners in the afternoon session. But you can see here, bottom of the channel that we've been watching in gold, again held down here today. You know, same way that it was holding back here about 5 weeks ago in early March. All right, so we're going to be using this as a little short-term low to watch. Could trigger a little short-term buy if we were to break over 1560 and hold above 1560 an ounce on gold, which we'll be watching. All right. Now, if you take a look at the GLD for some of your home gamers out there that watch the GLD to trade gold, GLD had a nice little bounce today. We took out this low from back here in mid-February. This little pivot low right here. And to get bullish on gold, you really want to see it get back above 151. Resistance is right up here at 157. And, of course, resistance is right here at 151 now since we're below that level. I was talking about the gold miners today. They had some nice action throughout most of the session in the morning time. I was like, okay, GDX is up 40 cents, it's up 50 cents, it's up 60 cents. And like around 1:30, I saw the GDX when I was quoting that out to our guys in the room our mywallstreettv.com trading room. To get access to that, you want to make sure you fill out the 14-day free trial on the website. But I was telling my guys, all right, guys, we're up. Whoa, I was like, hey, we're up $1.25 now in the GDX. Before, it was only up. Not $1.25, excuse me, we're up $1 in the GDX. Before, for most of the session, we were seeing it up 40 cents, 45 cents, 60 cents, 60 cents, and then it caught a nice little match underneath it. Take a look here around 12:15, had that nice little breakout and went from 34.78 all the way to a high of 35.40. So gold miners stage a nice bounce. Okay, if you guys were looking to get a little starter position in the GDX, I would say today could be a little day to maybe start nibbling in some of the names here. We take a look at a couple of the names right now. GG is one of the home-based names that when a lot of people want to invest in gold miners, they go to the Gold Corp. So you want to make sure you take a look at Gold Corp, because Gold Corp is trading in a nice little range right here. And if this thing was to get back above 32 and hold above 32, this could have a nice little trap action squeeze back up towards the top of the range here. So you want to keep an eye on GG, since it has this nice little relative area to work off of. You can also take a Newmont Mining, which is another name that a lot of people are familiar with. So that when they look to go buy some gold miners, they usually go to Newmont Mining, GG, and some of these other names like AEM. But Newmont Mining actually looks pretty decent as well. Looks a little bit better than GDX, for the fact that this actually has a little reference level to work off of here for the double bottom. So somebody looking to manage their risk, if we get another higher close tomorrow, they can say, okay, I could go long and put a stop underneath this low, knowing that there's still some buyers down here from this little double bottom that could be in play right here. That will be in play if we get another confirmation close to the top side. All right, so keep those gold miners on watch. Let's take a look at silver, SLV. Silver did break down out of that little dollar range that it was trading in between 27.50 and 28.50. Little bounce today. This one is still vulnerable for some more sell side action until it really gets back above that range that it broke down out of here between 27.50 and 28.50. So make sure you keep that on watch right there. Taking a look at crude oil. All right, /CL, crude oil. Some more sell side action today. All right, and we're coming off pretty hard on crude oil. We have to see what is this actually telling us here. We're still above some nice support around the 92 level, so that's not at all bad at all. If we were to break and hold below 92, we'll be looking for a move down here towards 90. All right, 94 is definitely a reference level to work off of, though, which so is 98, which remember before we were not able to break above 98. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are writing down these levels so during the day you don't forget them and you can trade around them and put some nice trades on. All right, those are the levels to remember to trade off of there, to work off of. So if we're looking at crude oil futures, you want to make sure you take a look at USO, the ETF. USO had a nice little bounce off this 33 support level, and that's going to be a reference level to work off of on the USO, which is a crude oil ETF. So let's go ahead and talk about some more stocks now. If I'm not mistaken, LinkedIn had some interesting action today. LinkedIn was up $5.40. Little breakdown below 170.39. They bought it right back up. So a little trap action below there. If we get some fall through action tomorrow on a big up bar, this could be a nice little shakeout that's going to squeeze some shorts that try to do this little profit on this little sell side action that we had right here. So make sure you pay close attention to LinkedIn. Wells Fargo was one of the stronger banks in the market today here. Take a look at Wells Fargo. Remember, Wells Fargo broke out of this nice little tight consolidation right here. All right, broke out, pulled back in on light volume. All right, and now we're starting to get this little upside action to the top side on heavier volume here. So Wells Fargo, nice little downtrend. You have your little breakout, up move, pull back in. This little 36.50 level may be an area to work off of. We're going to be watching Wells Fargo tomorrow. They have earnings on Friday next week here. Okay, what are some other names that you have to make sure you have on your radar? Goldman Sachs. Let's take a look at some more of these financials. Here, Goldman Sachs down 42 cents today. Still looking a little bit weak as it's not able to get back above this 145 level here. Okay. 145 Goldman Sachs level to watch as short-term resistance. And let me take a look at my channel system real quick on the ES. A lot of chop action today, guys, on the hourly. This morning we had the sell-off from the job report, pop up, sell off, right back down, pop up. So a lot of down move, down move, up move, back down here overnight. A lot of volatility taking place right here on the ES. Want to make sure you're managing your risk accordingly. We take a look at the market though. This is sell side action right here in my channel, and we have this little upward or sideways action. This is indicative of a bear flag. If we break below this 1548 and we hold below 1548, look for a move down towards 1544 and possibly lower. If you take a look at the daily chart of the ES, we are forming a little bear flag from this little sell bar that we had on Wednesday after breaking below this key level support right here. All right, and we're hanging in the lower 50% range. So make sure you are paying attention to these little patterns that are forming in the market. So Goldman Sachs looks obviously still looks weak. Citigroup, another bank today, had some nice little upside action in the morning session, and you can see it had a nice little 20-cent day up here, nothing too crazy. 42 is the level that you want to work off of on that name right there. What else were we talking about today? So that's really about it, guys. We'll have some more stuff to watch tomorrow. Make sure you come to the chat room, mywallstreettv.com, to get access to the chat room. You want to go to wallstreettrading.com and fill out the 14-day free trial on the right-hand side. Have a good night, folks. Catch you guys in the morning. Make sure you follow us on our social media networks as well. Cheers.